Man suspended this week as Steve Cragthorpe continues to try to lay down some discipline in this program. But Guy is dangerous. He brought back 100 for a score against Kentucky. Great job managing the game. Gets them in and out of the right plays and protections. Looks to come out throwing. Has his tight end, Gary Bart. And watch Bryce McCain, fastest player on the team at corner, a 4.32 in the 40. Anthony Allen, the leading rusher for the season. And he said yesterday when we visited with him, he thought he would play today. Said the ankle was still a little bit sore, but it wasn't a big problem. First down and 10, Louisville from their own 44.
The defense, and Charlie Stubbs said they'd like to get the ball 25 times a game.
Charlie Stubbs, the offensive coordinator for Louisville. The USC didn't qualify academically, went back to junior college, and then decided to come to Utah. On 3rd and 10, Braum, a deep throw, and it's over the hit. Received the punt from Corey Getchie, and a fair catch signaled by Richards. Jason Boone, their starting left tackle, to an injury. A little trickery, and the pitch out to the near side. 2005. Missed all of last season rehabbing, then the shoulder injury in the opener this year.
I got no doubt about that.
Who knew Street Sense had such a good sense of humor? Swing pass. Darrell Mack put his head down. 2 per punt this year, 9th in the nation. And Trent Guy back to receive the punt. And Brown one back for a touchdown.
A lot.
Many believe he's the best quarterback in the country. Brown looked one way and threw back to Trent. Brock Bolin. He backs up Allen.
And one GM drooling over him.
And his pass batted down again. It isn't going to happen, but when we spoke with Brian yesterday, he said he has no regrets or second thoughts about his decision to come back. Corey Getchie gets a nice bounce on that punt all the way down inside, ended by about 20,000 beginning of the end of this year. Movement.
False start. Offense, number 68.
Darrell Mack is the tailback. He gets the call, and Castile, their best wide receiver, is out for the year. Good throw and catch. 100% strength. Andy Ludwig, the offensive coordinator, says he still has trouble putting spin on his throws. That deep ball's right on target. Already been a great week for Richards. His wife Jessica gave birth to a baby boy, Dyson. That throw just on the short swing pass, and we've seen on the long ball against Lofton, there's this pass that's given him problems up until now. Knee injury suffered in 05. Says that knee is completely healed, doesn't even wear a brace anymore. Dumps it off in the flat. There's another man wide open. It's Colt Sam. 62% of his passes for the year. Better than that tonight. 5 out of 6. Darrell Mack with a big hole up the middle. Exactly what Utah wanted coming in. They said we need to keep our offense on the field, keep Louisville's offense off the field. An up and down year for Utah, and that is wide open and a touchdown. 7-yarder. Having a 90. They all in. That's their motto. They want you totally invested in this program or get out. Ben Broman's kickoff down to the goal line to Trent Guy, the sophomore from Charlotte. Just 5'9", 106. That had won 2 games total in the 2 seasons before he arrived, and went to 3 bowl games in 4 years with the Golden Hurricane.
Elite, you better be elite all day, all the time, no matter who you play or where you play.
And Syracuse came here, 0-3 record and 32-0. The columnists have been pretty balanced in what we've read. Whistle before early to let people understand the kind of program we're going to have. 3rd down and 9 after the Utah timeout. The defense stops the terrible punt, a shank sideways, as you had a brief look at Tom Jurich, the athletic to Louisville, without Harry Douglas and Mario Urrutia. Trouble with moving. He still had the ball. It actually could have been a penalty. Darrell Mack to NC State last week. They had given up at least 38 in each of the previous 3 games. And there's another busted coverage. How can a man get that wide open? Jared. 3 minutes to go, first quarter. All Utah leading 7-0. Darrell Mack turns the corner. Okay, that's his career high. He was going to redshirt this year prior to the injury to Matt Oswald outside their home in California. His father is serving a life sentence in prison. The handoff to Brooks on the end around. Here's Mack again into the end zone. Busted. And they're moving it with balance.
Herman Munson fan. Canton, Ohio.
Ben Vroman kicks off again to Trent Guy. And he made a nice move with the fifth. One of the best receiving tandems in the country. Louisville's Mario Urruti and Harry Douglas, neither one of them playing tonight due to injury. Ended Louisville's 20-game home winning streak. On 2nd and 10, Brom cannot escape. Got off the first. Playing on Friday night, they made the flight of about 3 hours yesterday from Salt Lake to Louisville. Brom dumps it very short. Yesterday, he thought he would be able to play tonight. After the 4-yard punt by Getchie, he's replaced by Todd Flannery, who's punt. Perhaps the final play of the quarter as Brian Johnson handed it off. Elijah Wesson turns the corner and gets collared after 17 players back from last season, so perhaps we'll see them in Omaha again. Here's Darrell Mack gouging this Louisville defense. Utah already leading 14-0 and driving again here. Your team even when it doesn't go well.
Well, it is, but there's also a standard that's been set here. And if you don't play well,
who has seen action earlier this year against UCLA and UNLV. Those plays are runs, and this special play averaged 19.4 points per game. Pittsburgh. Nate Harris is with the Kansas City Chiefs. Zach Anderson with the New Orleans Saints. Trent Guy trying to give them some life. Brian Brom. Louisville's had just 35 yards of offense. They average 595 per game. Beautiful throw. And the completion to Patrick Crossing routes. Gary Anderson, the defensive coordinator, says Louisville annihilates teams with crossing routes. Brom going deep and too deep and nearly intercept. To know him, you just accepted it for him being a character. Anthony, September of '86, when Jim Fossil was the head coach of the Utes. Brom on target. The tight end, Sky Air Force, then beat UCLA. It's a hard season to figure for Utah. Brom end zone, batted down. Great work again.
Holding on the defense on an eligible receiver. 10-yard penalty.
Bounce back with the win against Utah State last week. In trouble, Anthony Allen trying to reverse his field and cannot. Back at the 16-yard line. 11:20 to go till halftime. 21-0 Utah. Brom, a nice job to sidestep the rush. A little step to get the room necessary to get the throw off. Brom, end zone, touchdown. Louisville's on the board. Art Carmody. Yeah.
He made with his arm.
Johnson recruited by the previous coaching staff, Urban Meyer. But he instantly took a liking to the new offensive coordinator, Andy Ludwig. And it's worked out well for everybody. Here's Mack. Here's Brian Johnson was a wide receiver as a junior in high school. His throw in traffic is Darrell Mack. Stop for a 2 yards.
He recognized talent.
3rd down and 8, and that pass just
Offensive pass interference, number 89.
yard line. 5 of those inside the 6-yard line. And this one's going to be inside the 5-yard line. It'll go down at the 4. Actually, they let it roll a little more. Louisville scored on its last possession. They went 69 yards and 7. Yeah, it's very painful. Brom's pass batted. Don't actually mean take them out or shoot them. Brom very short. Flannery. Game rushing as a team. They have 117 yards rushing already. Only 19 carries. Johnson down the seam, and it is.
He did a little bit of a fadeaway there.
A lot of that stuff is rubber. You know, they chop up tires for a lot of these field turf surfaces as part of the field turf. Elijah West to Johnson's right, and now his left. Louisville blitzes, and Johnson is chopped down. Under 5 minutes to go in the half. From the Louisville 37, 1st down and much more. Dallin's dad, Doug, played at Stanford and in the NFL for 3 different teams in the 80s. Derek then ran right into the end zone for a touchdown. He keeps again, and this time the Cardinals are as a sophomore in 05 and played almost the whole season. He was 2nd team All Mountain West Conference and put up big stats. Seems to be 4 receivers spread the formation. Darrell Mack stayed in the block. Johnson lost the football. Mack picked it up. And goes out of bounds at the 12.
Keeping points alive.
That was Rodney Matt. Here's a fake field goal try, and they have a man wide open. And a first down.
Outside. And you see the Louisville coaches down here running. They're yelling for timeout, timeout.
Too late.
Too late.
Against Louisville. First and goal, Mack. Touchdown, Utah. 7. Well, perhaps not. You think Lou's going to tear up a newspaper and then put it back together again? Like he did last night? Boy, that was fun to watch. A little magic from Coach Holtz. Just very quietly, your Buckeyes are part of the national picture, flying a little bit under the radar, and they get a big ball game coming up over the weekend. Time tomorrow. Brom and the Cardinals going without a huddle. A minute 20 to go in the. Well, we'll see if Purdue's for real. They haven't played much of the schedule to this point. Brom on third down, trying to keep the play alive. Had to get it. Just don't think the league's very good. Todd Flannery punts. Derek Richards right up the middle of the 40. His career long is 47, but he has the leg to connect from longer than that. And close to his range now as powered it in. They missed the extra point. Johnson throws. That's short.
As the clock's ticking.
Field position here.
Offense, number 72.
Been sharing time at guard. Johnson has another man who's open by a wide margin for 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. And he just
Always clock the ball. You got 2 timeouts left.
Yep, that's what they would probably try to do. Clock it and then run the field goal unit out there. That is going to be a first down. And then Richards with Johnson. And he's a sharp young man. He understands the situation. And as we say it, he throws it short and over the middle, and they're not going to get another playoff. Touchback so far this year, none yet tonight. This won't be a touchback as Bryce McCain handled it at the 8. And gets taken.
Why has it been successful?
Well, we're doing a good job controlling the line of scrimmage. Offensive line's coming off. They're fitting up on their blocks properly. Darrell Mack's running hard.
Coach, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
The Utes.
On 2nd and 2, Mack stuffed at the line. 3rd down and 2, an option look and a whip.
Ball start. Offense, number 65.
Down and 7 as Brian Johnson goes out of the gun. And the catch is made. Can Wilson get the first down? No. Retreated.
3 vibrations go off in your head.
Louis Sakota. Very high punt. Driving Trent Guy back, and he gets leveled and around in Champaign. And they're the favorite against the number 5 team in the country. I guess the odds makers don't think much. And had some close calls against some lightly regarded opponents. Brom throws, man wide open. It's Scott Long again, racing down the far sideline. That one, his longest of the season. Guy. They got finished with that after 2 years serving the Mormon Church. Decided he wanted to go to Utah. It's always been his dream to play for the Utes. It is first down and goal. The ball on the 10, so they can't get another first down unless it's by penalty. Brom, a little too high in the back of the end. Can learn through adversity, which he's had to do this season and again tonight. Throws, caught, and the receiver Brock Bolin alone back. Brom given plenty of time, zips one, touchdown Louisville. Patrick
With his hands.
right now. Todd Flannery kicks off. Bryce McCain from the 12. Never could use that 4.32 speed. University of Virginia and the Cavaliers a very quiet 4-1 after they annihilated Pittsburgh last. Now, I think they're a lot alike. They have all of the physical skills and all the intangibles as well. Brian Johnson 6-6 in his career as a starting quarterback. Brian Johnson talked about the importance of protecting the ball, and he's done a very good job of that tonight. It's a long way to go midway through the 3rd quarter. A blitz. Johnson has time, has his receiver, but it's short. Team's player of the year. Wow, is that high? Oh, they had a chance to down it. Leading up to the Breeders' Cup World Championships in late October. Brian Brom a lot of time and then throws it away. He missed an extra point and ran out of time when they're in field goal range at the end of the half. Brock Bolin weaving through traffic and put his 6.5 minutes remaining, third quarter. Brom has a man. It's caught by Patrick Carter. And a quarter than they had in the entire first half. 5 catches for Carter. Back it goes to Bolin. Scott Long helped that play. Here comes a Utah blitz. Brom gets it off. It is caught. Gary Barnage. Barnage, a veteran, 27th career start at tight end for Louisville. 2nd and 3 from the 4. Brom hit as he throws, and it is 3 from the 4. 13-point lead for Utah. It's a running play. It's Brock Bolin driving. End zone. Showing his tough running ability on that.
An excellent job of adjustments coming out of the halftime.
Todd Flanner's kickoff to Bryce McCain, and they are fired up covering the kick. Avoid the bust that had been such a problem all season long and from time to time tonight. Johnson takes the check down. Eligibility by the NCAA due to injuries. Now they try to get Darrell Mack back involved. Jackson fought off a block and helped slow down the play as Louisville tries to keep momentum on its side. And a big conversion by the Utes. And now Darrell Mack on 2nd and 9, a 4-man rush. Johnson throws, has a man open. It's Hernandez again. 269 yards passing now for Johnson on 21 out of 26. Mack, a tough run. Mack over 100, 101 yards rushing. Johnson takes it down. First down, eyeing the end zone inside the 10, inside the 5. Bemoaning missed tackles. And Earl Heyman had probably wearing your Cleveland shirt yesterday. Ken Broman's kickoff down to Trent Guy. And we talked about Anderson was the star of that piece. He was excellent. In a non-speaking role, could be up for an angle tackling later in tonight's Friday night telecast. 2nd and 14 after the sack. Guy cannot escape X. Bo, who's 18 months. His wife Savannah. The fourth quarter and a punt on 4th and 4. Low. Bit of a shot.
Come in quiet. UL in big trouble right now. Utah's got the momentum.
And some trickery. Johnson flipped it to soccer telecast last night. I mean, he does darts and bowling, and he's the man for Fickle Mistress Line. I was thinking back to a little cut in a few weeks ago from the studio with your women's soccer colleagues on the set. And you can see when he's healthy why he's one of the most highly regarded quarterbacks out west. Oh, that ball on them. A quick throw to Richards. In the Fiesta Bowl in 2005, capping their perfect 12-0 season. First down and much more. Braden Godfrey. Johnson throwing it to the corner of the end zone, and a fiend gives him that big shove.
Defense, number 19.
Darrell Mack down to the end zone. Game, really 4 scores, 2 touchdowns. Florida LSU game. He said you'd take a stand before the end of tonight's telecast. Is now the time as Trent Guy runs the field goal back, the kickoff back. As Brom goes 1st and 10 from the 22. Receiving per game. That's what Brom is missing. 2 explosive big playmakers who he's worked with for a long time. They think this. Douglas has been averaging 170 yards receiving per game, and your roots for Douglas. 205 against the Cuse, 223 in the loss at Kentucky.
Delivery of the football, it's tough to get to him.
Brom, a deep ball looking for Carter, dropped it. He believes has all the skills to be a terrific quarterback in the National Football League, physical and mental. leadership skills. 19-yard gain. 10.5 to go. Utah leading by 20. Brahms' pass is batted down again. That's 190 yards passing per game coming in. He's thrown for 280 tonight, and with a little help from some of these.
Clearly some of the best football players in college.
Brahm showing more skills. Avoiding a sack. Brennan of Hawaii next Friday night out at San Jose State. Brahm, a lot of time back in the end zone, a little too high for Gary. 5 yards away from going over 9,000 career passing yard. Bolin dropped for a limit.
Donahue misses his block.
3rd down. You would think they're in 4-down territory. They go short to Scott. Virtual must-convert situation here for Louisville, down by 3 scores with under 9 minutes to go. Brahm with a lot of time. Zips one. Incomplete. Great coverage. They didn't boo tonight. Matter of fact, I think they handled themselves very well. Tried to stay positive and seemed to. And very frustrating up and down ride for Kyle Whittingham. So that's
what they're capable of doing.
We should give Andy Ludwig his.
That's hard to do, going from a spread to conventional.
Well, they were spread because of Johnson's skills, and that's what they've been. Think of how. On 2nd and 1, Mack lost the football, and the Cardinals have
accountability too.
I think the coaches have been doing probably too much of a good job diving on the grenade, who've been sacked only 4 times all year.
68.
These 2 coaches and the schools, and Steve Cragthorpe's brother is a columnist.
Play after dropping one earlier.
His 8th catch. He has 137 yards receiving, and now Barnage rumbles into the end zone. Tight end, 6 catches tonight for 60 kick. And it is. Carmody chops it high in the air, and Utah has the West Conference Freshman of the Year. Where he transferred up to the University of Utah in Salt Lake City with a clear. That would really be devastating with the friendship we struck up with the Kentucky Derby. The Louisville defense, you wonder what to expect. They've been so balanced on offense, the Utes tonight, that throw once. He'll try to do what he does so well, pin it inside the 10-yard line. Well, you got that one to come down. All be in trouble. Our newest best friend. Sergio Spencer.
And Coach Cragthorpe, he said he reminds him a lot of Jim Kelly, just the thickness of him.
Yeah, 6'4", 228. Barnage, 12.
Picking away.
Steve Cragthorpe unhappy that Long didn't get credit for being out of bounds there, going out of bounds after the catch. Here's Carter across the middle, another 1st down.
It's not sitting down, but running and beating the man on him.
Breaking free, Trent Guy, touchdown! It's a 1-score. Now Carmody with an important extra point. Yep, they're going to try it again. They do come out aggressively, but Johnson didn't have a receiver, and he cannot get away. A couple of times tonight. They're at 21-0 at one point. Johnson keeps and has a lot of room as a 1st down. And they're just about in field goal range. The long career for Sakota is 47, but he has a big enough leg to make it. Louisville had a shot near the end. Here's Darrell Mack. Gun. Johnson has rushed for 35 yards tonight. He does keep it. Louisville ready for that. He got a yard against UCLA this year. That's more than long enough, and it is.
I think you kick it away.
Yeah, I agree. And, you said that at the time too, and not second-guessing Coach Cragthorpe. Big with this guy at the helm. I'm convinced of that.
I am too, because he's not going to back down from what he believes in his values.
Defense on their heels all night.
And I think you can also say Darrell Mack, who was outstanding tonight.
Another shot. He's thrown for 456 and 4 touchdowns out of interception without his 2 best wide receivers. But that balanced attack we talked about came here rushing for an average of 92 yards per game. They rushed for 260 tonight. 1-yard gain that keeps the clock running. Now you have to throw in the end zone. And Brahm does. And it's his 1st interception of the night. Picked off from consistency. Already with 2 conference losses, it'll be tough, but They hope to get back into the picture in the Mountain West. Hail Mary, batted away, and that's